Do you want to build a thriving community that can boost engagement and sales in your business? Kajabi has just launched massive updates to their community feature that can make or break your strategy. So today I'm going to take you through a step-by-step tutorial where we build out your community together so you can spend time on what works and avoid wasting time on what doesn't. Are you ready? Let's dive in. What's up, it's Danny. Kajabi's allowed me to take my community and build an over 6-figure business, and it can help you do the same. If you have never used Kajabi before, be sure to use my 30-day extended trial that also comes with immediate access to my 0 to 10K course roadmap that teaches you how to make your first $10,000 in course sales. Okay, let's head over to my computer. All right, it's time to build out our communities. So I created a new account in order to do this because I already created my community. So we'll start here together and then I'll switch over to my other one and make tweaks as we go, okay? So you will log into your account, hit products, and then from there you can get started and create a new product. You, of course, will want to click community. And then from here, you will hit get started. Now you will add a title to your community. So for me, that's gonna be the Magnetic Creator Academy community because Magnetic Creator Academy is the name of my course. So I just differentiate by adding community into the title. And then for the description, pro tip is to make this under 195 characters so it doesn't cut off and show that see more button that doesn't look so nice. I had AI help me tweak mine to make it exactly 196 characters and looks good. Hit continue. From here, you will upload a cover image. This is going to be the same dimensions as a YouTube thumbnail. I would recommend going into Canva and creating something nice that's branded. It could say the name of your community. You could add a beautiful background photo using something like Pexels if you wanted, which is copyright-free photos. It's a great place to look if you want something that encompasses your course. It could be like surfing. You could find a cool photo, download it, and then even use it like as a background for a cool looking thumbnail. I am just gonna keep mine plain though. Once that's been added in, I can hit continue. And then I'm going to enter the name of the access group. Now remember, like I said, you may just have one. You may not have a free part of your community and a paid part of your community. If that's the case, then I would just name it something like, for me, that's gonna be MCA community. For you though, it could be free MCA community or paid MCA community or however you want to name your access group. It could even be the same as what you named your community if you don't have paid tiers. Hit continue. And then you will price your community. So for me, this is something that people get when they buy my course automatically. So I'm going to leave it as a free offer, but if it's paid for you, you can hit paid and set up that later. I would either hit skip for now or just make it as free, and you can always make edits to this. Once you've done that, it's going to create your community from here, and now we just get to tweak it. You can see we are currently on the home page where you can go ahead and add a cover photo. Let's just do that right away to make it look nice before we dive into anything else. So I'm going to click add a cover photo. I recommend to again use Pexels of some surfers that I thought fit the vibe. It doesn't necessarily have to be, this photo can just be something that fits what your community is about, or I could put home on here. So if I was really smart, what I would do is I would go and I'd stay in the right dimensions, which is 1920 by 1080. And I'm going to add a new page. Okay, so if I wanted to do something like that, I could. Once I've created the image that I want, I can set it up and I can even change the home feed text. So in my current community, I have changed this title instead of home to latest posts. That makes more sense to my brain, and I'll show you how to edit more of these titles later, but I'm just gonna hit save there, and I think that's looking really good. It may be confusing to have home here and latest posts here. So again, if I wanted to edit, I could just edit it and keep it as home for now. Or latest posts. Let's see what that looks like. I like that. Okay, now the real first step that we have to do that would make it a little bit prettier is you're going to come to this right-hand corner and I want you to click Community Settings. Now, it's very important that you go through all of these different features. So you can see here details. This is where you can change the URL name of your community. Look how long it is right now here. Yuck, we don't like that. So we want to make it shorter. MCA community, make it a little bit shorter. This is already taken by me, so perfect. So I've changed the URL name. I could add in a social link if I wanted. Let's see, I could add in my YouTube channel. And I could also add in my Instagram if I wanted to. Once you've added in your social links, then you're going to want to add in community guidelines. Now, I had gotten my guidelines from Facebook and I just kind of moved them over. You can also have ChatGPT or AI or Kajabi's AMA help you write out some community guidelines. I'm going to copy and paste my community guidelines from before, and the title will just be community guidelines. Okay, for me, my community guidelines are like no self-promotion or spam, no soliciting, be kind, use Google. Don't just use this group as your Google. Ask more advanced questions, not just the basic ones that can be easily found on Google, which is so key if you don't want your students constantly asking you questions that are very basic. And then respect privacy. Okay, so those are the ones that I have. You can obviously add or take away whatever you want and then hit save. You can also hit this advanced button and you can add member aliases or moderator aliases if you would like. This section is like aliases that you can set up of like people that you can post as a community member. You can use an alias to maintain consistency across interactions, and you can separate your moderator role from your personal role if you wanted to. It serves as like a nickname or handle that can help you create more engagement in the community. So I would not do this, but if you want to have that for you, you can definitely set that up. Next, you're going to go down to email notifications. Now you can see here, you can turn on and off different settings. They're currently all on right now. So when do you want people to get email notifications? I've kept most of mine all on. The one I turned off is Meetup reminder day before. I guess I should just have that one on. Keep all of the email notifications for when we're having live coaching calls because people love reminders. And then you can also send live room email notifications when you've gone live if you would like. You can send announcement email notifications. So anytime you put out an announcement, it'll also send out an email. And then you can send a weekly digest. And so it says, if you enable this, a personalized weekly digest will be sent to your members starting at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Thursdays. It takes a few hours to reach all members. Members only receive content from access groups they are in, and they can unsubscribe at any time. So that could be kind of a cool thing. I have that left off for right now, just because I'm already going to be sending my community a lot of email updates as we go through our program. Hit save with the notifications, and then you want to go over here to email customization. From here, you can add your brand logo, and then this is really cool. You can add an accent color that applies to all the call to actions in your community. And so I added in my custom branding color yellow, and I usually just go into my Canva and I pull the hex code, and then you can choose the font color. Next, this is really important for your marketing emails. You need to have a physical address or PO box that links to the emails to make it compliant with email marketing laws. And so I recommend that you do some sort of a PO box or virtual PO box and don't use your home address so that people that you may not know where you live. That's just me, I'm just saying. You can then scroll down and add hyperlinks to your help center or contact support and privacy policy, all of that. You can have that on and off. And then you can also have a display link for downloading the community app, which could be helpful for your community members to be able to have the app on their phone. And so you could actually preview the settings that you've made and what it looks like. Ooh, I think it looks so cute. I may not want that in all of my emails though. So yeah, but these are the 3 links again where you see help center, contact support, privacy policy. But if we took away, let's take away this, the downloading the app. Yeah, I think it looks better without. I would turn that off actually, because I think it just looks so much more crisp for your community members. But maybe the first couple emails you have that on so that they can actually download the app. But after that, I would not keep it on. Okay, so we have email notifications set up. Next, we need to go into customization. We will pick a home page, and you can see here, you can pick what that would be. For me, that would be my home or latest posts page. And then you can pick customized branding. So for here, you'll see that you can hit custom, and then you can put in the hex code that you want for the customized branding. I'm going to use that yellow again that I love, and then you can pick the saturation or lightness of the color. You can also preview your course or have it in dark mode or light mode. I'm assuming that a lot of your students are going to be in light mode, so that's what I would keep it in, just to help you as you're building it out. Next, you can scroll down and see features, and this is really nice. So if you click on the features, you'll see global feed. You can change the title. So global feed is like the home page, right? So right now we have this as latest posts. And then if we go to the next one, announcements, you can add in, if you want it to be announcement or announcements, you need to add in the singular and plural for some reason. And so challenges, circles, you may be seeing it if you're in the updated community as spaces, or these are like the forums. And so I would change this probably to spaces, and then leaderboard. Then scrolling down, you can see the leaderboard, and you can decide if you want it to be visible to members or disabled. So you don't have to have the leaderboard. I'm going to have it visible to members, and the challenge leaderboard visible to members or not. Next, for meetups, I recommend to change this to like coaching or live coaching if that's what you're going to be using it for. I think for a lot of people, your meetups are going to be more like live coaching calls, is the majority of us, right? If you're hosting more meetups, amazing, I love that. But if you're connecting with the course, oftentimes this is now gonna be where you're hosting your live calls. So I would change this to coaching or coaching calls, or live coaching calls. And then next, your live room, you can switch on for your live rooms if you want it to be always open for people to be able to go in, or just wait for access, which I would highly recommend you have people wait for access, or it could be community chaos and people taking over your community. Probably not, but just I would have it wait for access and then have it be live and lives, or again, you could change the name to whatever you would like. Next, you get to decide the settings on communication. So this is how members communicate with you and with each other. So I would toggle off direct messaging with the founder if you don't want people direct messaging you all the time. I definitely will not have that on, just because people can talk to me directly when we get into coaching calls. But other than that, I don't want loads of direct messages, or I'm going to be overwhelmed. So that's going to be off. Next thing, you could hide the member directory. And so when this is enabled, the member lists and member counts, they don't appear in the community. But I'm going to turn this off because I want my members to be able to see the member list. And then I can also hide my profile. But I don't want to do that. I want people to see my profile. I think that's fun. Now, this is one of my favorite things in the customization section. You can customize reaction terminology. So you can see these are the ones that it comes with. Inspired, love, haha, wow, sad, angry. I changed mine to awesome, love, LOL, wow, tear, and upset, because angry felt too much for me and tear felt cuter than sad. And so this is when you can see when someone scrolls over a post, like that's the text that comes up. Isn't that so fun? So if there's certain words that you use in your community a lot, then this would be the place to do it. I'm trying to even think of more things to change. He's like, I would love this for it to be like awesome sauce. It can only be a certain number of characters. Bummer. Anyway, but you can get kind of like fun with these and make these very much you ask for your community, which I love. Hit save once you've made these changes. Now that you've customized your community, let's move into challenges. Now, challenges are a great way to better engage your community, to get them involved in sharing what they're doing, or making sure they're getting connected with other community members in sort of an onboarding challenge. So let's take a look at what they look like within the course. You can see they're right here. And if I look at an example of a challenge in another group, I could go to their challenges page, and you can see here are 2 challenges that I already completed. And here's another one, a travel photo. So you can see, maybe I want to join this, where post your favorite travel shot. So I could join this challenge, and then I could add an attachment, favorite travel shot. What do you think? Okay, so I could add in something to engage the community and mark as complete, and boom, it'll show that I completed the challenge. I get some fun confetti, and then people in the community can comment, like, or if I'm running this community, then I could comment back and give feedback or whatever. So challenges are a really cool part of communities, which I would highly recommend that you use. And I would say that the main challenge you're going to want to start with is like an onboarding challenge. You can see here I have an onboarding challenge to fill out your profile and make an MCA friend. And so let's go through and do that. So before we build out the challenge, so you can see you can have a series and a challenge. So if I were to create a series, that is a challenge that's like more than just one thing. So I'm going to create a series to start with and say this is going to be called the onboarding challenge. Complete this challenge to kick off your start as an MCA member. And then you can see here, I've got the onboarding challenge, and then I can add challenges to that. So I could have it be a one-time challenge or a reoccurring challenge that restarts every single week. Like maybe it's to keep people accountable to doing their homework every week and they can check it off. But let's say this is just a one-time challenge because it's the onboarding. It could start from today and they have the next 14 days to do it. That sounds good. And I'll pick it's for the onboarding challenge. Okay, next. Let's see, you can use some of these as examples. I'll do this one and I'll say, introduce yourself. Maybe I'll say like post in our new member space and share your name. Okay, I've got that. It's for my MCA community. I will hit next. And then you can see I can keep that picture if I want, and boom, that's one part of the challenge. Then I can add multiple to these. I create a new one. I could change the amount of time, hit next, and maybe this one is to fill out your profile. Then I could add some directions of how they can fill out their profile. Also, a note here is you can add a prize if you want for people that complete the challenge. Mine will not have a prize, so we'll just hit next. I can add a new photo or pick a random photo. You can see it can pick out different ones. See the random one. That's so random. Oh my gosh. We'll just do that one for now. Okay, so we've got fill out your profile, introduce yourself. Again, I would probably use Pexels for those photos, but this works for now. And this is how you can create your first challenge. And once you do, you can go back to your group and you can see here in challenges that will then pop up. Ooh, it's looking good. Okay, so onboarding challenge would recommend. I'd also recommend to do weekly challenges throughout if your community is connected to your course. So let's say, for example, I wanted to do that. Let's go back to community settings. You can also create new and go to this 3 buttons and go to challenge. And that'll take us back to the challenge area. And I will do a new series, and this is going to be weekly progress. Then from here, I could then add in, create a challenge. This would be reoccurring, and it would be starting maybe the day of my course. Let's say it would start on Monday, and it would go from Monday at 12 a.m. every week for 3 weeks, visible to members. I do want to be visible to members. So we have the weeks here too. We can pick every week for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. My program is like 12 weeks, so I would do 12 weeks, hit next, and then the title will be 12 weeks to YouTube. And then I would describe it, post here that you finished your weekly work and your one main takeaway. You could even do something like, please share that you finished your work from last week, your biggest takeaway from the last session, one big or small win. Okay. Then I would hit next, and that's going to create that for me. And then when I hit save, boom, people can then add this every single week, and I can see that people are progressing. Isn't that really cool? I love that. And so again, when I go into my program, I can check this out and see what it looks like in the challenges section. Amazing. Okay, now you understand how to create some challenges for your community. Let's move into meetups. Now, meetups again is like live coaching. And so you can see here, this is where you have live recordings, and I could hit create new meetup, and then you can title it. So it could be like session 1 live coaching call. Now, in terms of location, you're going to click use live, and then it will ask, how do you want to host your meetup? Live is accessible by all members and is always on. If you don't want to use live accessible by all members of your community, you can create a private room, which I think is better. I'm going to create a private room, and then you would pick the date that it starts. So let's say I'm starting on April 7th and my call is going to be at 5 p.m. and then end at 6 p.m. Then super great, you could have this just repeat every 7 days. So maybe you could just have, instead of session 1, you guys could have weekly live coaching call, live MCA coaching call. This makes it so I don't have to always be creating new live calls. How amazing is this new community feature? It's so cool. This makes life so much easier. Okay, then you can add a description in here. From there, then too, I can select a space or forum to receive in-app updates if I wanted, like Q&A. What does this mean? Kajabi says updates or changes to this event will automatically be posted to members in this circle. And so if you want that to happen, you could put it into maybe the live videos section, which may work, but you don't necessarily need that on. I'm going to turn that off for now. You can upload and add a image here if you would like. And once you do, you can hit save. Now, when I go back to my community, we will be able to see this in coaching calls, and you can see the upcoming live call, and people can say if they're going or not. They can also get the link to it, though only people in your community will be able to log in here, and it'll show the duration. People can also add it to their calendar. How awesome is that? I love this. I'm obsessed. I think this looks so good. Now, after your calls happen, what's really awesome is you can just have them automatically then save. So if I were to go to this community where they have it labeled as events, you can see here, I could click in and I could watch the replay of a call. And you can even watch it in double time if you want now, and scroll through, which wasn't offered before. So that's just really awesome. When calls do happen, you can have them just automatically save in there so your community can go back and check out if they missed the live call. Now, the next thing we have to do in community settings is scroll down and create different spaces. And so I honestly think this is easier to do though. Within your group, you can see these are the different spaces. So I've got my MCA course space. I have Q&As where people can come and ask questions. I have a place where people can post their live videos. And I've got an introduce yourself space, which I think is awesome. And you can be the first one to start off an introduce yourself space for your members. So how would you do that? You can come here and you'll hit create new, and you will hit feed. Now feed is what is showing up on that left-hand side, and this is where you can see the circles or spaces area. And so I would hit new circle, or you may be seeing space, and I could add a new one. So I could add in the title. So this may be like Q&A or introduce yourself. So let's say I created one that says introduce yourself as a title, and I say some directions like say hi and tell me a bit about you and your business. And then I can pick which access group this shows to, which again, I just have one. And then if I want it to be public or private, and then I hit save. And then that is a new group that's been created that will show up in my community on this left-hand side here, okay? Now, once you have your spaces figured out, you can add as many of these as you like. I know people have loads, so like if we look at this one, there's a lot of different spaces in here, or forums where you've got like solar travelers, where you can also have just a general chat, or digital nomads, travel photography, different areas people are interested in. But I think for a lot of us with courses, you're probably not going to have that many spaces or forums for your community. For me personally, I get overwhelmed by them. I don't know. You can let me know what you think the sweet spot in terms of numbers are for when it comes to spaces or forums. But I feel like 3 to 5 is like solid, and more than that could be overwhelming. The next thing that we need to add now, though, is announcements. Announcements are super fun and they can show up as a banner across your page. So you can hit new announcement, you can add the title and description, and then if you want it pinned or not. You can also click if this is an announcement for just a specific forum or space. So if that was, I could say this is just an announcement for those in Q&A or in the introduce yourself area. But generally your announcements are probably going to just be general announcements for your community as a whole. And so you can see here, I have a welcome to the MCA announcement where it's introduce yourself, and I've pinned it, and then I can hit save. That way, when people go into my community, they'll see it right here and they can read more. And ooh, it looks so nice. Now, if you wanted to add a photo like I have, you can add that up in the corner here. And again, I use Pexels for that. And it adds a little something, I guess, to it with like, woo, fun picture, welcome to MCA. But definitely not necessary. You don't need it, but can always make it more fun. Now you have officially mastered the community settings. What? So let's talk about what you're probably wondering. How do you connect your course in here? Because you can see here, I have my MCA course and I think it's looking real good. You can also move these around if you want them to be in different orders. You just drag and drop them, okay? But for the course, what you'll do is you're gonna come to these 3 prongs, hit create new, and then you're just gonna add a custom page. And then the custom page would be your course name. So it could be, you know, for me, that's MCA course curriculum. And then all the members would get access, or my MCA community, that's everyone already in here. And then you just link to the site. So what I would do is I would go log into my course. So I'm going to go into my Magnetic Creator Academy on my other end of Kajabi. And if you don't know how to build out a course in Kajabi, I highly recommend that you watch my tutorial on how to build a course step by step. If you like this teaching style, then you will like that video as well. And then what I do is, for me, I will just preview the course. That's kind of sometimes the easiest way to get the link. I'm gonna take that link, I'm gonna copy it, and then I'm gonna go in to my course and I'm gonna add that link to that page. I'm just gonna add a star because I'll have it twice now. So what's great about this is that people do not have to log in to be able to access the curriculum. They just get it automatically when you put it in here like this. That's so nice. This makes it so much easier to all have in one place. Now, you may be wondering, how did you get these cute little emojis here, Danny? Well, what you can do is you can just hit edit custom page and then see this little link here. You can change it. So like I could look up computer and then hit that. I could even make it custom and like drag and drop my own image. But who's got the time? Those are little things that don't necessarily make the difference in customer experience. Just make it cute. And I could change that and boom, my course is in there. I already have it though, so I'm gonna delete that page. Beautiful. Now that you have your course in here, the next thing to do is you're gonna go on this right-hand side and hit account settings. And this is where you can add information about yourself. So add in your social links, add in some of these questions that they have for you that allow your community to get to know you better. You can see I filled this out for myself. Like, I like to go to the thrift shop. It's like treasure hunting. I'm about all the deals. Ugh, love thrifting. So add in some things about yourself. And once you've done that, hit save. What's super cool is within your different communities, you can hover over people's names and you can direct message them. And then you can also click and you can view their profile and you can see stuff about them, which is super cool. And so something that I'm adding to my onboarding challenge is to direct message someone within the community and form friendships, because I think that's a great way to be able to scale your business in general. And so promoting these one-on-one relationships, I think, is really important as community founders. One other element that you're able to change in your community is you can make this section bigger or smaller if you want. I don't know why you'd want it to be that much bigger, but just a nice little touch. And there's also a search bar that your students can use that you can explain to them when they join the group as well, to know if they're looking for certain things, they can just search it. Also, you're able to redirect messages from students here. Like I said, for me, that's off, but for your students, they'll be able to get and receive direct messages with one another. And then also your announcements bar will show up here as well. Wow, I'm the #1 on the leaderboard for my own community that currently doesn't have any members because they're also on Facebook. Hold up. Now that you have built out your community, it's time to sell it. You need to create a strong landing page for your course or your community. And guess what? I have a tutorial going deep into that where I literally lay out for you a beautiful sales page to help you better sell out your course. So after you've set this up, make sure you go and check that out. It even comes with a template. If this video was helpful for you, it's so helpful for me if you give it a like and share it, or just head to one of my other videos and keep on learning. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you next video. All right, bye.